got to give the people in 2023, May of 2023, get the people what they want. What up, y'all? It's Bass. I'm on leave, but still holding it down. I'm going to try to do this one quick. So write this down, multiplying and dividing algebraic fractions. This is easier than adding and subtracting. Here are your steps. 1. Rewrite division as multiplication using the reciprocal. 2. Factor any polynomials. Find your factoring flow chart in your notes. Find that thing. It's a chart. It looks like this. It looks like this. And then it says 2 terms, 3 terms, 4 terms. Find that thing. All right. 3. Simplify top and bottom and diagonally. You can simplify a lot of different ways. 4. Multiply across the top and across the bottom. And finally, 5, check to see if you can simplify again. All right, we are going to use those steps and we're just going to do it as examples. So hopefully this is helpful to you. All right, so first one. Here's our first problem. Number 1, go ahead and copy that down. Let's see. Rewrite division as multiplication using the reciprocal. It's no division. I don't need to do that. Check. 2, factor any polynomials. There are no polynomials. These are all just terms. I don't need to do that. Check. 3, simplify top to bottom and diagonally. All right, so I see r squared over r squared. Those can cancel each other out. I see a 2 and an 8. I could factor a 2 out of those. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. Nothing else for me to cancel out, I don't think. I have the r's, nothing here. All right, so I've done that. So now I have 1 over 7, right? This is what I have on this one, times 2 over 4r squared. All right, check. Multiply across the top and across the bottom. Well, 1 times 2 is 2, and 7 times 4r squared is 28 r squared. Check. 5, simplify again. Can I simplify? Oh, I could divide 2 by 2, and 28 divided by 2, I end up with 1 over 14 r squared as my final answer. Look at me. I am amazing. I did these steps. So let's go through it again, and let's try with a different problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, let's see. Rewrite division as multiplication using the reciprocal. I see division. I don't do division with dividing fractions. I rewrite it as multiplication. So I take 15 over 18a times, and I just take the second fraction and I flip it. It's the reciprocal. 6 over 5. Check. 2, factor any polynomials. This only has terms, no polynomials. Check. 3, simplify top and bottom and diagonally. Okay, I could go diagonally. I could go top to bottom. I could go diagonally. It doesn't matter how you want to do it. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to divide out of 6 and 18. They can both be divided by 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 18 divided by 6 is 3. I can do 5 and 15. They both can be divided by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1, and 15 divided by 5 is 3. All right, so now I have 3 over 3a times 1 over 1. And then you might notice this. You might be like, oh, 3 over 3, I can still simplify that, right? 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 3 divided by 3 is 1. So now I actually have 1 over 1a times 1 over 1. Did a whole lot of simplifying. Check. Multiply across the top and across the bottom. 1 times 1 is 1, and 1a times 1 is a. And simplify again. There is nothing to simplify. That is my final answer. There's number 2, following the steps. Man, this is so much easier than the other one. Let's do 2 more problems. Oops. Boom, boom. Here we go. All right. This looks ugly, but it's not. Rewrite division as multiplication. Don't need to do that because this is already multiplication. Factor any polynomials. This has polynomials. This is a polynomial. This is a polynomial. So I need to factor them if I can. I need to find that factoring flow chart. The first thing it says is, remember, it'd be like, what? Find a GCF first. Then does it have 2 terms? Does it have 3 terms? Does it have 4 terms? You better find that thing. I'm not going to go back through it now, but you have it. You've taken plenty of tests on this, so you got to use it. And I can see that of this, my GCF should be 5x. So I can factor 5x out of this. So I end up with 5x times x minus 8 over, I factored this thing. This is 8x times 16 over x minus 8. Check and check. So I factored. Now I got to simplify top and bottom or diagonally. Let's see. I see diagonally. Notice I have x minus 8 and x minus 8. Those work together as a whole. They are always connected. They can't be separated. But when you see them in common, cancel it out, cancel it out. Just like when up here we had like a 3 and a 3, and we canceled them out on top and bottom. Now I also see I have an x on top and an x on bottom. Cancel it out, cancel it out. Top and bottom. Now I also see I have an 8 and a 16 that I could cancel. 8 divided by 8 is 1. 16 divided by 8 is 2. So what am I actually left with? 5 over 1. All that's left up here is this 5. All that's left down here is this 1. Times, all that's left over here was this 2. And all that's left over here was nothing. So when I don't have anything, I put a 1. And look, what does this become? 5 times 2 is 10. 10 over 1 is 10. Last one. Last one. Number 4. Rewrite division as multiplication using the reciprocal. Okay, let's do this. So this is going to say, you know, I'm going to erase some of this stuff because you've written it down and now you don't need it. So let's rewrite this. It says x minus 7 over x squared plus 3x minus 40 times, give me the reciprocal, x plus 8 over 1. All right. Step 2 says factor any polynomials. This is a polynomial, can't be factored. This is a polynomial, can't be factored. This is a polynomial, can be factored. There is no GCF, but I can factor it using the area model. X squared minus 40. I need 2 things that are going to multiply to negative 40 and add to 3. 1 times 40, 2 times 20, 3, 4 times 10, 5 times 8 is going to do it for me. 5, 8. I need the 5 to be negative. 5x negative 8x, x plus 5. Nope. Lies. X minus 5, because that was a negative 5. And x plus 8. Oh, look how convenient that is. So this thing factors into x minus 5 times x plus 8. That's what we just turned it into. So I now have x minus 7 over x minus 5 times x plus 8 times x plus 8 over 1. And now I did my factoring. Boom. Simplify top and bottom and diagonally. Well, I see diagonally x plus 8 and x plus 8, same thing. They could cancel. And multiply across the top and across the bottom. So now this is a 1, this was a 1. So I end up with, let me get rid of this so I have space. End up with x minus 7 times 1, which is just x minus 7, over x minus 5 times 1, which is just x minus 5. There is my final answer. And that was for number 4. All right, so that's how you do it. You'll do more of it in class, but I wanted to make sure that you got some examples. Sorry that this is getting up here late, but I am going to make it before 6 o'clock. Booyakasha! Hope y'all are doing great. Miss you guys. Keep holding it down. Couple weeks of school left.